Not quite, no, not quite.
Okay. Well, Mr. Ritt, it is nice to see you again. It's been
Pleasure
a
to
long
see you
time
again,
since we
yes.
have chatted.
Right.
And now you have this picture, Norma Ray. And I think, I don't know what your reaction is or what reaction you've been getting from other people, Mr. Ritt, but I really think that the first thing people are going to say when they come out of that film, wow, fantastic performances by Sally Field.
No question. I've had that. I mean, you're echoing what I've heard now in 15 of the big cities in this country where I've been touring for 2 weeks, and they're bowled over by it, and they love it, and they love the kids. And it's very nice to be around the birth of a new star, which is what I think is happening in this film. And just very attractive to watch. I said to Sally, you know, you're only the new girl in town one time, dear. Just savor it and have a great time. After this, they're going to measure everything against Norma Ray, and when you come up a little short, some people are going to take a shot at you. That's what you're up there for people to take shots at you. So she's having a ball, and she's a great little girl. I'm very happy for her.
Mr. Ritt, when you were on location in Opelika, Alabama, did you encounter any women who were somewhat like Norma Ray?
I didn't have enough time to socialize that much, because making a film, it's a very monastic life, and you show up, you go home, and you worry, and you plan the next day's work. But in researching this woman, I found 4 or 5 women in the recent history of the Southeast like her. Enormously political, activist, uneducated, terribly smart, extraordinary women. The entire labor struggle in the Southeast, the women have been the most militant. Why? I don't understand the social reasons for that, but I don't question it. The result is that the most political and most active women were, people were women.
More so than the men?
Much more so, much more so.
That textile mill where you shot, that was right in Opelika,
Yes,
was it?
it's right in Opelika. And about 2 weeks ago, 60 Minutes had the first segment about another mill in Opelika. That was the Pepperell Mill. That segment dealt with brown lung, which I just mentioned in passing in the film, because I didn't want to depress anybody.
The mills, both of those mills, are they union or non-union?
The mill I shot in was union. The other one that was on 60 Minutes was the non-union mill. But it doesn't make too much difference. The management hates the union, and most of the people who work, even in the union shop, were not for the union. But when I finally pinned them down, they did finally admit to me that there was one significant difference between having a union shop and a non-union shop, and that in a union shop, a working person could no longer be fired at the whim of a supervisor or a managerial stooge. And I had just seen several documentaries shot in the New England area about the sexual molestation of women in industry and business. And that was significant. A girl like Norma Ray might very well encounter some problems in a mill if she didn't play ball.
Could you have made the movie in the non-union mill, Mr. Ritt?
I could have made it if they wouldn't let me in. They wouldn't let me in the union mill. I just paid a lot for the location, and I got it. It was a small manufacturer, and where the money was meaningful. In the big mills, the money would not be meaningful to them, and they didn't want me in there. They had a notion of the kind of picture I would be likely to make, even though I had no intention of making a film about a union. I had honed in on the story of that woman. But in telling her story, I had to bring in everything she was involved with, and the union was one of those things.
You have said, Mr. Ritt, that you think Sally Field is perhaps the best actress you have ever worked with.
I never said that.
It's in the press kit.
That's 20th Century Fox's quote. I have never said, I wouldn't say that. She ranks right up with Cicely Tyson, Joanne Woodward, Pat Neal, Claire Bloom, the many fine actresses I've worked with. She's just a young actress. This is her first real breakthrough where she's going to be considered an actress of some genuine quality, and she may go on to much greater heights, I hope. I have never said she's better. No, I don't believe that. I wouldn't say that even if I believed it.
Well, That was really a startling thing to read
Well,
in the
it's
press kit
untrue.
because you thought, boy, is he sticking his neck out.
I'm not sticking my neck out because I never said it.
John Voight, you directed him in Conrack.
Yes, I did.
And now, sir, he is up for an Academy
He's going to
Award.
win, I think.
That was going to be my question.
I'm going to vote for him, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Do you think he has a good chance?
I think he'll win. I loved him in the film.
Who else do you think will win?
I don't know. I haven't thought through that. He's the only one I know I'm voting. I've seen every film but The Deer Hunter. So I will see that before I vote.
Well, Mr. Ritt, it's nice talking with you here in Chicago, and we wish you the very best with Norma Ray.
Thank you very much.
If at all, okay. All right, give me just a second. Could you have made the film in the non-union shop? Okay. You directed John Voight in Conrack, and now he's up for an Academy Award for Coming Home. Okay. Now let me just give you a reaction. I better sit back pretty much like the way I was then. Yeah. Okay. I'll need just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. And I'll need a little bit more of me too. Okay. And this is Bobbie Wygant in Chicago as a guest of 20th Century Fox Pictures for the Texas News. And this is Bobbie Wygant in Chicago as a guest of 20th Century Fox Pictures for the Texas News.